Alright, in this video I'm going to share with you my thoughts about the student protests which are taking place in the United States. I'll give you my opinion, okay, although it doesn't impact me in any way, and I would be very curious to know what do you guys think, okay? Do you agree, disagree? Feel free to comment down below. Okay, first and foremost, let me get this out of the way. I'm not like, people have this habit of throwing these terms very loosely. Or you're anti-Semitic, or you're anti-Muslim, or you're anti-Palestine, or you're anti-Israel. I'm not anti, I'm not uncle, I'm not papa, I'm not mama, I'm not whatever. Okay. The purpose of this video is to answer the question, what is the role and responsibility of a student? That is number one. Number two is the fact, it's a fact that politicians and politics, they are playing with the lives of these students. They're using these students as pawns to further their interest or their goals. Okay, and number three, which I want to focus on, is the impact that such protests would have on the lives of the student. Okay, so having got the first thing out of the way, that I'm neither for Israel or for Palestine or for or anti-Semitic or anti-Muslim, anti-whatever. Okay, I'm just concerned as a parent who has a 5-year-old daughter who one day would go to college. Yeah, as someone who is a coach, as someone who's a mentor, as someone who's a trainer and there are a lot of youngsters who are part of my groups. What is the role of a student? Like, why do you call someone a student? A student is, in my definition, without looking at Google, is you are taking, either you're taking a bank loan, or your parents are giving you money, or your parents are borrowing money, and you're taking this money to pay to a college to study so that you get a degree through which you can start your life. Either you go into masters or you apply for a job. Okay, that is my understanding of what a student is. Now, there are schools of thought that say a student should not only be another cog in the wheel, you should also be a leader. You should also stand up for what is right. You should stand up for social justice, social causes, the greenhouse gases, the climate change, the murder of, what is happening in the world, of innocent lives. You should stand up for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, of abortion, of various issues, human rights, of animal rights, of, even you should involve in politics because it impacts you. I say, okay, fine. You want to be another Greta Thunberg and join the climate change movement. You want to be, if you check America First or America, whatever this thing, you'd see Republican, Democrats, they always have their debates. Student bodies go either against Democrats or Republicans. They support Donald Trump or they support the other candidate. So I'm very aware of all this. But my question to you is, did you take a bank loan to pay to the college to take part in these protests? Or what was your primary goal? Why do you take a bank loan? Or why are your parents paying the money? Is it to take part in all this? If the answer is, yeah, this is to take part in all this, fine, fair enough. If you tell me that, oh, these are grown adults, they can do whatever, fine, I agree with you. I have no issues. It's your free will. But if you're going to start telling me that they should also take interest in world affairs, sort things out, politics and all that, my question is your house in order? Is your life sorted out? Is your career path taken care of? Do you have money in the bank, your savings? Are you earning an income? Or are you depending on your parents? Are you depending on a mother and father? Are you depending on others to take care of you? It's like having a kid For example, having my kid, I'm paying their school fees, I'm paying their food, I'm paying their clothing, their shelter, they're living under my roof. They are not able to take care of themselves, but they want to sort out the problems of the entire world. They want to sort the problems of my neighbor. They want to sort the problems of how people are behaving there, of guys who are bullying other guys, of guys who are bullying other girls. They want to sort out everyone else's problem except their own. Do you see how stupid it sounds? And then this thing about change the world. Yes, change the world sounds amazing. Do you seriously think, the people in power, the politicians who are in power, they are not using you to further their agenda? Do you seriously think and believe the politicians who are, let me put on the AC, man, becoming warm here. The politicians who are in power, they are not using you to get more votes. They're not using you to further their cause. You seriously think they're there to be selfless like a Nelson Mandela, like a Mahatma Gandhi, that they'll give their lives for man, country, woman? Do you think they're selfless? Or do you think they have their own agenda in mind? And here's another thing. This pro-Palestine, pro-Israeli conflict. Do you think suddenly Israel would say, oh, this is so amazing, wow, let us change our policies? Palestinians say, oh, the students are dying for us in America. Okay, Hamas, dismantle, come on, leave, let's keep students happy. You'll say, oh, it's creating awareness. Awareness at whose cost? Do you think the politicians, they are suffering? Do you think they will make their children take part in all this? I can assure you this much. The politicians themselves, they will ensure that their children study hard, focus on their career and not jump into all this jumbalaks. See, if you are the son or daughter of a multi-millionaire and you have so much of money, hats off to you. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, there were some people who said, oh, UCLA, oh, these Ivy League, they are filthy rich. Fine, no issues. Baba, you are rich. You have enough and more money. You don't have to work a single day. Take part in all these protests. But I can assure you this much. A businessman's son or daughter, a celebrity's son or daughter, someone who is working hard to a future, to a goal, to a purpose, they will not waste their time on all this nonsense. I did get some great social justice PhDs in WhatsApp. And, there were these anonymous keyboard warriors who gave a long list of, they must have got it from copy-paste internet or OpenAI or ChatGPT, whatever. All the protests, it must have been like 5 A4 size pages long response. The protests and the students who did that. My response was simply this. I didn't use any AI, nothing. I just asked, 1 million students, for example, took part in these protests. Can you tell me what happened to these 1 million students? How many got jobs? How many were able to have a stable life? How many had good families? How many had a good career? You might give me one. Okay, Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or one famous figure. What about the rest? Do you know how many young men and women today are out there who are lost, who don't know what to do with their lives, who are searching for a job, or unable to get a job, who are confused? Any concern about these? No, change the world. Greta Thunberg. Oh, Palestinians, yay! Israel, yay! I'm not saying that there are no innocent people dying there. I'm not saying that we should just ignore them, let them die, ha ha ha. I'm not saying that, whether Israel or Palestine or Hindus, Muslim, whatever. And neither am I saying that you should not take any interest in your country. But first, at least sort out your life. Be able to pay your bills, stand on your own 2 feet, at least earn something. Don't live under your parents' money under your parents' house, eating the food that your parents are buying, and then show so much of bravado. Be your own self-made man or woman, and then do all this, no? See, right now, how many students are getting arrested? They are going to have a permanent record, as per my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong. Once you go to jail, there is a record which goes with your name, which will not be erased. And if there are some companies that do a background check and they find, oh, he was involved in all, do you think companies are interested in these rebels who are constantly taking part in protests? Do you think if you are a businessman and you have an HR, or you're an HR person and you know this person is always into protests and strikes, would you take such a disruptor in your organization? Maybe if your organization was into disrupting stuff, fine, you'd want someone like that. What about your own son or daughter? Would you want them to, instead of focusing on their career, focus on the social justice warrior causes, not bother about their life, not bother about their future? I see so many of these students, oh, we will not stop, we'll fight and this and that. I don't see any passion for them where their education is concerned. I don't know. Maybe they are rank holders. But what if you get suspended from the college? How is that going to help your future? How is that going to help your career? Tell me. Yeah, on YouTube, you can put all this long, drawn out comments. Oh, we need to change the world. We need to fight against communism and Israel, Palestine, and there's corporations and all that. Have you have you asked yourself what is your status? You know, when all these blind lead the blind, oh, we all will fight BJP, Congress, or Republican, Democrat, oh, Israel, Palestine, we gang up together and all that, Muslims and Christians and all that. When it comes to you alone, no, take my word on this. When you tomorrow you go through financial troubles, career problems, health issues, no Palestine, no Israel, no America, no Republican, no Democrat, no Hindu, Muslim, Christian, BJP, Congress. Nobody is going to come when tomorrow you're in trouble. Nobody will take care of you. Nobody will take care of your mother, your father, your children, your family, your future. You will be all alone. And then you'll question yourself, why did I spend all this time? You know, people who go to war, whose arms and legs are shattered and who are now like a vegetable, who are on a wheelchair, who are lost their both their limbs, and they'll just get a medal and a ribbon. What it'll do for you? Tell me. Your whole life you're going to be on a wheelchair like this with a medal and ribbon. Yeah, he fought for his country. No, he fought for a politician, two political heads. He sent all their children except his own to fight the battle, destroy their lives, their limbs, their hands, their legs, their bodies, their mind, and come back on wheelchair only to put a star and a ribbon. But his children are fine. Politicians' children don't go for all this. They focus on their future. You're just a dumb fuck who is a pawn and being used and bravado, eh? You'll not realize this now. Obviously, because you don't have a wife, you don't have kids, you don't have bills to pay. You'll not realize this now. But maybe when you do realize, it'll be way too late. What happened to the people who, for the hippies who were, flower power, were fighting for Vietnam and they protested and all the students and they stood up for all these. Do you ever see them have any interviews? Do you ever see them achieve any CEO status? They said, I stood for flower power, I fought against, I shouted against Vietnam, against the government, and no, they're just ordinary people doing ordinary things, living an ordinary life, and nobody knows about them, cares about them. They're not relevant. I guess sometimes you can tell people if they're not willing to listen? What do you do? Now, all these students who are arrested or who are suspended, or do you know them? Are you even bothered? What is their future? Would they get jobs? Would their futures be secure? Does it help their education? Does it help their grades? Does it help them get a better job? Change the world? Change the world what? Who's going to pay your bills, boss? Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to... What about your future? When you're unemployed and you're on food stamps and you're under other people's mercy, which Israel, Palestine, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Republican, Democrat, BJP, Congress, who's going to help you? You'll be all alone. And then you'll regret all this youth, this college, this young life, all this that I wasted. Not going to get back. You'll not get it back. Ask anybody who's in their 50s if they could go back in time. Would they want to take part in protests and strikes and waste their college life, or would they rather study hard, get more better grades, and make something worthwhile of their lives? You just don't seem to understand that politicians are taking you for a ride. They have their selfish agendas in mind, and they will make sure that they achieve it at your cost. These politicians will fight these wars, US, Iran, whatever, China, Philippines, whatever. They'll fight these wars with your children, the youth, able-bodied men and women will get their arms, their legs, their bodies blown up, only to come back in a wheelchair like this, learning to walk with no limbs or having just an amputated stick. What they'll get is a medal and a ribbon, and a full life you'll be like this, in pain. While them, the politicians, are perfectly healthy, perfectly good life. They will eat, 7-star or 5-star food and VIP, and their children will be fine. Their bodies, Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, Donald Trump's children, perfect. Their futures are, your children will be made to fight these wars. Tell me if I'm wrong. Indian politicians, which politician's son or daughter is taking part in a protest or strike or going to a war? Tell me. Like they say, common sense is not common, no? What can you do? In the end, okay, fine. UCLA, fight. The day you realize, it'll be too late. Then you can cry and do whatever you want. When there's nothing else, then maybe go to God. Oh God, help me. Let's hope some magic or miracle takes place. And then let's see, maybe some Palestinian or Israel or some politician will look at your sacrifice. Oh, you sacrificed 4 years of your college life for our cause. Let's take care of your future. Anyway, what to say? This is my opinion. Let me know yours. Love to hear from you. Good, bad, ugly? Feel free. Comment down below. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. And let me know what is your priority. Okay? Chalo. You guys take care. This is me signing off.